Dear students, today we are going to discuss about Mathematics 2 paper conducted by JNTU Hyderabad on 16th November in the morning session. This paper is for other than CSE and IT branches, that means civil, EEE, mechanical, ECE and other branches other than CSE and IT. And this was conducted on 16th in the morning session. So I just give you the key corresponding to this particular paper. In the last video session, I have already given the key paper for CS and IT that was conducted in the afternoon session. Now today we discuss about this particular paper. So this is your Dr. Srinivas. Welcome back to Master Academy of Mathematics. Subscribe it and share it in order to get the up-to-date information. Let us look onto the paper first. So this is R18 Mathematics 2. Just you look onto the paper. Out of 8 questions, they are going to ask only 5 and you need to answer only 5. It is very easy comparing with the afternoon paper. So it is very easiest one, and just they have given 2 problems from each first and second, third units and 1 problem from fourth and fifth units. So just you look onto this particular paper. You have already taken the examination on 16th November. Okay. So after getting this particular paper, now I am entering into the solutions corresponding to this. You just verify your solutions with my answers so that you can have maximum confidence in order to get the score. Okay. Right. Now coming to the first one. Solve dy by dx plus y by x equal to y square into x sin x. So clearly this is nothing but a Bernoulli differential equation. So you are dividing with y square on both the sides. So you are getting one more equation, y power minus 2 dy by dx plus 1 by x into y power minus 1 equal to x sin x. So by supposing y power minus 1 equal to u, and directly that Bernoulli equation, it is converting into a linear differential equation. It is of the form dy by dx plus py equal to q. You just find out integrating factor for this. So your integrating factor is x power minus 1, that is equal to 1 by x, and directly you are getting the solution. U into integrating factor equal to integral of q integrating factor of dx plus c. So finally you are getting the final answer, y power minus 1 into 1 by x equal to cos x plus c. Right? Coming to first b bit. If the air is maintained at 30 degrees and the temperature of body cools from 80 degrees to 60 degrees in 12 minutes, find the temperature of the body after 24 minutes. Clearly, as it is related to temperature, it is belonging to Newton law of cooling. So here T naught, it is always fixed. So as per the given data, T naught room temperature is 30 degrees. So by applying Newton law of cooling, T minus T naught equal to C e power minus K into T. Make it as equation 1, and I am starting with initial time small t equal to, always it is 0 as it is given in minutes. So 0 minutes, and capital T is initial temperature. It is originally that body temperature is 80 degrees, that you are substituting in equation number 1, so that you are getting C equal to 50. Similarly, if you take T the next time 12 minutes, that temperature of the body reduces to 60 degrees. Again, on substituting in equation number 1, you are getting K value 0.0426. Then small t the next time 24 minutes. So we don't have any capital T temperature, next temperature that we need to calculate. Again, on substituting in equation number 1, on making the simplification, capital T equal to 47.98 centigrades. Remember, while calculating this, it is depending on a logarithm and anti-logarithms. Even there exists a small bit of difference, you will get a little bit of change in your final answer. So approximately, I am supposing that capital T equal to 48 degrees. Right? Coming to second problem, second A bit. Solve dy by dx, that is equal to e power x minus y into e power x minus e power y. So in order to make the simplification, just I am making the multiplication of your right hand side. so that dy equal to e power 2x into e power minus y minus of e power x of dx. So on making the integration y equal to, you will get one particular answer. It is very simple, of course. You need to use a different procedures, but this is the easiest way in order to get your final answer. Coming to second B bit, radium decomposes at a rate proportional to the amount present. If p% of the original amount disappears in 1 year, how much will remain at the end of 21 years? So this is nothing but belonging to law of natural decay. So based on that particular law of natural decay, capital N equal to C e power minus kt, and as per your given data, small t, the initial time is taken as 0 year, and capital N is nothing but the amount present which was not given initially. So since it is represented in percentage, I am taking capital N equal to 100 initial amount, that you are substituting in your equation number 1, so that capital N equal to that C e power minus kt, and making the simplification C equal to 100. And small t, the next time 1 year they have given, and it is reducing to p%. Reducing means how much amount is there. P amount is reduced means in 100 only p is reduced, the remaining amount is 100 minus p. That again you are substituting in equation number 1. Finally you are getting e power minus k equal to 1 minus p by 100. Since p value is unknown, you keep as it is. The next time t, 21 years, and we need to calculate the amount present. So from equation 1, and again on substituting, you are getting one expression 100 into 1 minus p by 100 whole power 21. Since p is unknown, you keep as it is. That will be the final answer. Third A bit. Solve d square y by dx square minus of a plus b dy by dx plus aby equal to e power ax plus e power bx. So when you are introducing the differential operator d equal to d by dx, the same equation is converting into symbolic form. Then you are finding the auxiliary equation. From that, m values are here. It is on finding the roots a and b. Since the roots are real and different, yc equal to c1 e power ax plus c2 e power bx. Then yp can be calculated 1 by f of d of q. So that f of d you are writing as it is, and q means right side e power ax plus e power bx. And if I separate individually, and you are substituting e power ax, remember you are substituting only in that factor which is not equal to 0. So in the non-zero factor you are substituting, the remaining is x power k by k factorial type. So x by 1 factorial e power ax. Similarly for the next one is 1 divided by b minus a. It is also x by 1 factorial e power bx. So that is your final yp. So finally y equal to yc plus yp. Similarly third b bit. Solve d square minus 1 of y e power x cos x. So auxiliary equation you are calculating, and finally m equal to plus or minus 1. Roots are real and distinct. So you are getting c1 e power 1x plus c2 e power minus 1 into x. Yp, directly you are substituting the right hand side, and just e power x you are taking to the left side, so that d is replaced by d plus a. Here a means 1, so d plus 1 whole square minus 1 and cos x as it is. Just on making the simplification and cancellation, denominator you are getting d square plus 2d. If I take d is common, 1 by d stands for integration. So cos x of integration is nothing but it is sin x. So 1 divided by d plus 2, it is you are keeping as it is. On applying the rationalization process, d minus 2 divided by d square minus 4 sin x, and in the place of d square you are substituting minus a square, which is minus 1 square, and making the simplification you will get this answer, minus e power x by 5 into cos x minus 2 sin x, that is yp. Similarly fourth a bit. Solve d square minus 4d plus 3 of y equal to sin 3x into cos 2x. So on getting the auxiliary equation, the roots are 1 and 3. Roots are real and distinct. So you are getting yc, and yp can be calculated directly. You are substituting that value. And since sin a cos b type is there, so you are using sin of a plus b plus sin of a minus b, so that you are going to get that particular value. And this is just you are substituting that value, and I think there was a small problem. Sine of a plus b plus sine of a minus b, total it is divided by 2. So 1 by 2 I am just keeping aside. Of course, that was not mentioned in the paper. 1 by 2 is there. So 1 by 2 into that complete expression. I am just separating individually, and you are just calculating as per the procedure sine of ax. So 1 by 2 is there, extra 1 by 2 into that d square is replaced by minus a square in the first expression and second expression also. And on making the simplification and rationalization process, you are getting the final answer minus 1 divided by 884 into 22 sine phi x minus 20 cos phi x plus 120 into 1 by 20 into 2 sine x plus 4 cos x. This complete expression is divided by 2. Additional term is there, that is not given here, it is, but you remember that complete expression divided by 2. So coming to fourth b bit, solve x square d square y by dx square minus x dy by dx plus y equal to 2 log x. So naturally this is nothing but Cauchy-Euler equation. So just you are substituting x equal to e power z, and so that xd equal to theta and x square d square equal to theta, theta minus 1. And getting that, you are getting the auxiliary equation, and the roots are 1 and 1, roots are real and repeated. C1 plus C2z equal to e power 1 into z, and yp 1 divided by f of theta of q, so that f of theta is substituted here. Q is nothing but the right side 2z. So directly that you are making the simplification, so that the denominator you are taking to the numerator, and finally you are converting into 1 plus something expression. So here it is 1 minus theta whole power minus 2, and the formula for that 1 plus 2 theta plus 3 theta square and so on. So directly on getting the simplification, theta stands for d by dz. So just you find out that simplification, final answer 2 of z plus 2. So find out your y, yc plus yp, and again z is converted into x variable by applying your procedure x equal to e power z. Similarly, fifth a bit, check the equality of two integrals. Here it is given, and just you focus on that integrand whenever you want to change the order of the integration. Look at the given two integrals, one is dy dx and another is dx dy. You are changing the order of the integration. Generally, the order of the integration that can be changed only when the integrand is convergent. That means limit should exist, but for the given integrand, limit is not existing. So that means it is not convergent. In that case, that integral does not exist. So no need of calculating that integral values. It is totally different. Just you mention a statement, as it is not convergent, integration is not possible. Coming to fifth b bit, evaluate that triple integral is there, dx dy dz. So just you focus on that three integrations. Maximum variables are present in the third integration. So it is nothing but xy variables already is there. So it is belonging to z integral, and the next one is y integral. The first one is x integral. So one by one, you just do the integration. X, y integration as it is. First you do the z integration, substituting the limits, and coming to next y integration. But before getting the y integration, the integration limits and integrand, it is looking the same, so that you are substituting t equal to under root of 1 minus x square, so that t square equal to 1 minus x square. Just you do the simplification, and we have a formula, integration of some a square minus x square. It's directly I am using that particular formula, and I am substituting the limits. Only you need to have certain integration and differentiation principles, otherwise you can't find out the answer. So just on substituting the values and doing the x integration next, final answer is nothing but pi by 6. And coming to the next one, it is sixth a bit, change the order of the integration. Two integrations here it is given, dy dx. So first you identify that integration. Second integral, it is consisting of x variable, so naturally it is y integral, and first one is x integral. Your old order is dy dx. Now you are changing into new order dx dy. x limits 0 to 4a and y limits are x square by 4a to 2 under root of ax. So based on that particular limits, you are going to construct one diagram, and finally both are nothing but parabola equations. By using that parabola equations symmetric about x-axis and y-axis, you are identifying the common area. In that particular common area, you are just constructing a strip parallel to x-axis. Why it is parallel to x-axis? We need to get the new limits of x variable in variables. సో ఏ వేరియబుల్కి అయితే మనకు వేరియబుల్లో రావాలని అనుకుంటున్నామో దానికి ప్యారలల్గా స్ట్రిప్ డ్రా చేయాలి. ప్రీవియస్లో మనకి ఇచ్చింది ఎక్స్ లిమిట్స్ 0 to 4a ఉంది, వై లిమిట్స్ వేరియబుల్లో ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు ఎక్స్ లిమిట్స్ వేరియబుల్లో ఉండాలి కాబట్టి సో డెఫినెట్లీ ఇట్ షుడ్ బి ప్యారలల్ టు ఎక్స్ యాక్సిస్, అండ్ PQ it is a line that was drawn in the common area, and at P identify your x value, that P is present in one of the parabolas here. Identify your x value, and Q, that is a point on the second parabola, and just you identify that, and x limits are y square by 4a to root of 4ay. And in order to get the y limits PQ, it is moving in the common area from y equal to 0 to y equal to 4a. That intersecting point is nothing but 4a. You just solve those two equations, you will get x and y values. So that you are substituting in your given integrations. First y integration, next x integration. Find out your just first y integration as it is. On making x integration, substituting the limits. Then you are moving to y integration on substituting the limits. Finally, you are getting 16 by 3 into a square. Next, sixth b bit. Calculate the volume of solid bounded by x equal to 0, y equal to 0, x plus y plus z equal to a, and z equal to 0. So volume can be calculated in two different ways. Either you can use a triple integration or double integration also. So at present I am using double integration in order to get the volume. The formula is double integral z dx dy. You need to identify x and y variable limits. So x limits as per your given equations 0 to in order to get first you identify here z is equal to 0, that means you are not considering. So x plus y equal to that a only, from that y equal to a minus x. So y limits are there. In order to get the x limits, you are substituting y equal to 0, so that x limits 0 to a. And in the place of z from the given equation a minus x minus y, directly you substitute that value, and first you do y integration. Then after getting the limits, you do the simplification, then go for x integration. Final answer is a cube by 6. This is for sixth b bit. And coming to the next one, seventh one. Find the directional derivative of phi equal to xy square plus yz cube at the point 2 minus 1 1 in the direction of normal to the surface x log z minus y square plus 4 at the point minus 1 2 1. So two different points here it is given. Just you remember that value. So the given phi, it is nothing but scalar function is given. In order to get the directional derivative, first you calculate gradient for that scalar function. So I dou phi by dou x plus j dou phi by dou y plus k dou phi by dou z. Just you do the simplification and you substitute at the point 2 minus 1 1, so that you are getting I minus 3j minus 3k. And for the next is we need a vector, but instead of vector they have given a scalar. So that scalar I am supposing g x log z minus y square plus 4. To get a vector function, you find out again gradient, and that substituting a point minus 1 2 1 as per your given problem, minus 4j minus k, that is your vector. So unit vector is nothing but that vector divided by norm of that vector. Finally you are getting minus 4j minus k divided by under root of 17. So the directional derivative is unit vector multiplied by gradient of given scalar function. So on making the simplification, finally you are getting 15 divided by root 17. Coming to the eighth problem, verify Green's theorem for integral over c x square minus xy cube of dx plus y square minus 2xy of dy, where c is the square with the vertices 0 0 2 0 2 2 and 0 2. Verification in the sense you need to calculate both the side integrals in your given Green's theorem. So Green's theorem statement integral over C m dx plus n dy equal to integral, it is dou n by dou x minus dou m by dou y of dx dy. So first I am calculating the left hand side. In your left hand side only one integral is there, but in order to get the single integral as per your given square vertices, I am constructing the square. The points here it is denoted by A, B, C, D, and along the line AB you just look on to the vertices. The constant term y, it is equal to 0, so that dy equal to 0, that you are substituting integral over AB m dx plus n dy. Anyhow dy equal to 0, so in your m dx plus n dy just you are substituting that particular value and integral changing x equal to 0 to 2 x square dx. Final answer is 8 by 3. Similarly along the line BC, look at the points here, x is constant, so that dx equal to 0, so integral over BC m dx plus n dy is nothing but y changing 0 to 2, that you are substituting in your m dx plus n dy, and final answer minus 16 by 3. Similarly along the line CD, y equal to 2 it is a constant, dy equal to 0, and integral over CD, finally you are getting 40 by 3. Similarly along the line DA, x is constant, dx equal to 0, so integral over dA m dx plus n dy, it is minus 8 by 3. So overall integral is nothing but combination of these four integrals, and final answer is 8. This is in the left hand side. Now in order to get the right side principle is integral over C dou n by dou x minus dou m by dou y of dx dy. Find out dou n by dou x and dou m by dou y, substitute there, and x limits look onto the vertices 0 to 2 and 0 to 2. Just you do the simplification. First you do the integration with respect to y, substitute the limits, then with respect to x, then substitute the limits. Final answer is 8. So left hand side it is exactly equal to right side. In that particular case only the given statement is verified. So these are the different 8 problems corresponding to the paper, and that is for other than CS and IT. It was conducted on 16th November 2020 in the morning session, other than CS and IT people. So 8 problems, and just you verify with your answers, and maximum you will get confidence. And those who are following my lectures, especially YouTube videos, definitely they will get maximum score. And very simplest one, even afternoon paper is also very simple, but a little bit of complication, but nothing to worry. Liberal valuation, you will get maximum score. And have a best of luck for the remaining examinations. And in the coming future we will think about the different mathematics topics, and that we will post in your YouTube channel. Have a great day and good day. फिर मिलेंगे in the next video session along with the new topic. Thank you.